Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw. Going In Raw. That sounds terrible.
What's up? It's your girl, Sasha Banks, Legit Boss, and you are watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notify bell next to it to make sure you're always getting new Going In Raw notifications. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. We have a variety of reward tiers over there, including the $20 Patreon tier, which lets you put video questions on our Matt Chat show on Sundays.
Yep.
You also get the Friendo Care package, a comic book, couple stickers, a poster, and a postcard, all autographed or whatever is relevant to be autographed by Steve and Larson, packaged by Steve and Larson. Well, actually, it's sort of Steve. So yeah, and we also have channel memberships now on the YouTubes. If you enjoy watching the show live Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday anyways, we have, you get custom emotes, but you also got access to all the great bonus content that the $5 and up patrons have access to. You're not recording right there.
Say what?
Not recording.
It's supposed to be recording.
But you're not recording. I'm recording here, so we're good, but it's always good to have a backup. You never know what's going to happen. There you go. Anyways. So that's where we are. And then if you're watching this first thing Friday morning when it goes live, later on today at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, 12:30 Eastern time, and 5:30 Brexit time, we'll be watching, we're doing a live reaction to the Raw After Mania 2002, the debut of Brock Lesnar. So that's a lot of fun too. So hopefully you'll join us for that.
Yes.
Saturday we're going to do a Going In Raw review of that.
Yes.
So that should be a lot of fun.
Yes.
So join us for all that.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Anyways, we got a lot to get through today.
We do. A lot
of news.
Lot of news.
I can't wait. We get to go through WWE financials. That's always a lot of fun.
Usually we don't do that because it's boring, but the picture this paints is worthy of discussion. So let's talk.
It's not a pretty one.
No, well, yeah, it's not. So today, WWE announced their first quarter 2019 earning results, and as Steve mentioned earlier, not that great.
They're not earning quite as much
as they were last year. No. So first, here's some basic numbers. They had a press release and a conference call.
That's weird. Why is mine is like lighter than yours?
I don't tell you, man.
That's odd.
Don't tell you. And so this data is from their press release, and also Fightful Wrestling on Twitter provide an extensive recap of all the talking points from the conference call.
Yeah.
So the numbers, here we go. Revenue down is 187.7 million last year. 182.4 million is down 3%. Operating income, a loss of 6.8 million as opposed to 21.8 million. That's in profit. Last year, that's down 131%. Here's some good numbers, I guess. WWE Network average paid subscribers increased 2% to about 1.6 million paid. Digital video views up 15%, 7.7 billion. Hours consumed up 23%, 300 million hours. And social media followers increased 12% over 1 billion. Live event revenue and merch sales are both down double digits from the year prior, and specifically WWE shop revenue was down 21% from last year.
I can attribute that to two. Let's just take each of these things individually, man. This first one, digital. So yeah, revenue being down, whatever.
Well, that corresponds to like well, anyways, go ahead.
Digital video views increasing 15%, and then hours consumed. I'm assuming that's in coordination with digital video views.
Yeah.
Okay, increased 23% to 300 million hours across digital platforms. Social media followers increased 12% over 1 billion. We know that they're very, very active on social media and on YouTube, which I know some people consider sort of an extension of social media.
Posting clips, yeah.
You can sort of look at those. Post what?
Posting clips.
Oh, posting clips. I thought you said post eclipse. And I was like, was there some sort of weird moon occurrence that I was not aware of that signified the coming of a technological age?
There's an ant or something on our ceiling right there. And
Oh,
when
yeah,
we were doing our NXT recap, that was over there.
I
So in
saw
the span of about 2
I
hours.
saw him this morning. He was over there.
Oh, wow. He's made some good time going over there to over here because in the last 2 hours, he's only gone from there to there. There must be something really of interest in that area.
Maybe.
Unless he's making trips from
like a
probably the
giant
garbage
ant.
can over there,
Looks like a small dog. He's huge.
walking across the ceiling to take it to the rest of the colony out in the wall somewhere and then going back.
Let me ask you something. So
What? Sorry.
I'm sort of sad there's no context here for the digital video views because that could kind of tie into.
Well, I mean, you can do the math. 15% over the previous year.
No, okay, but here's the thing. The context I'm talking about is, are they uploading more videos per day, or are more people engaged with the videos that they are uploading?
It'd be interesting to know if views per upload were the same or have increased, and the frequency of uploads, that being how many uploads they're making. Yes, that's
some
true.
of those, for example, as of yesterday, when I looked at I was looking at their YouTube page, the Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse video had 2.5 million views. That's probably up today. So, I mean, once we get to the idea of low TV ratings, did they talk about in the earnings thing?
Yeah,
the ratings. Okay, is that, for example, I'm not sure. I don't know a lot of people. I mean, sometimes if something huge happens in like basketball or football or whatever, I'll happen to see a clip on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
But with wrestling, it's kind of a different thing. Like some people exclusively consume their wrestling these days via YouTube clips.
It's helpful when, as Raw is airing, WWE will put clips on Twitter.
Yes.
As Raw is airing.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I guess the idea is like we'll put clips on Twitter that people might find of interest, and they say, "Oh, that's cool. I should tune in to watch the show." However, I think people have found out that they can pretty much follow the storylines, the matches, without ever having to turn the channel to the USA Network,
like
based on what they post on Twitter while Raw is happening, as well as what they upload to YouTube shortly after the show ends. There's really no need to watch Raw or SmackDown.
It's entirely possible that. I mean, I guess my main thing is like, how would they really measure engagement across the board? Yes, ratings are way down, but how do you balance that with the fact that they upload the highlights from the night and the stuff that happens after the cameras start rolling? So you actually get kind of, in some ways, an enhanced experience if you go to their YouTube channel. I understand that, live event revenue. I would think that live events is a great way to judge engagement, and that's down.
Yeah, well, here's the thing too: is they're seemingly, whether they know it or not, are making a deal where maybe overall engagement across all platforms, including digital and broadcast, may very well be up. 7.7 billion views for a YouTube channel is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Over the span of a year. The downside of that is the monetization opportunities for broadcast vastly outnumber the monetization of what they're getting from their 5-minute, 7-minute little YouTube videos.
I do wonder if I don't know. I would assume. I mean, the obvious thing is this, and Meltzer also mentions, and you probably have this in notes, so I'm not sure, but Meltzer mentions that they're doing a hardcore push for focus grouping.
Yeah, I meant this
focus
later on.
group
Yeah,
stuff.
more focus groups. Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how. I assume TV networks, they want ratings. That's their thing. That's their business. They want ratings. They want eyes on their thing because
so they can charge more for ads.
For ads, exactly. And so something that people might be really, really interested in, but are not consuming it exclusively through that medium, that platform, TV. That's probably going to hurt future TV deals. But we kind of, said that before too. And they just scored like a massive, massive TV deal. But it does seem that the WWE probably really, I know they're doing this somewhat with the network, but they're going to want to start, future-proofing them against losing TV revenue.
Yeah, but you can't do that at the expense of losing TV revenue right now.
Well, that's why, their deals are like 5-year deals. And I don't know if they have... I don't know if anybody knows if they have stipulations in the contract that say, hey, if you start performing at this bottom level,
Don't know.
Nobody knows that.
Yeah, don't know.
So Anyways, I'm sorry. It's interesting to me. Digital video views increased 15% to 7.7 billion. But I wonder, contextually, are they uploading more or is engagement more? I mean, I know anecdotally, a lot more of our audience said, yeah, no, they watch their stuff on YouTube. YouTube is a growing platform.
Yeah.
So
to bring awareness to the product, but is it coming at the cost of people actually watching the product at on the platform they probably would prefer? Some other data: live event revenue, merch sales, both down double digits from the year prior, with WWE Shop revenue down 21%.
What do you think that's attributed to?
Well, the merch looks like trash.
A, the merch looks like trash, and B, they've raised the prices. Like it's almost $30 to buy a damn shirt,
and it's the worst
quality
shirt.
And like you're anecdotally speaking. You have like actual evidence that have how bad the merchandise is in their custom shop.
Yeah, the custom shop merch is horrible.
It's really bad.
I have my Ciampa shirt I bought. I think it's just over there.
Yeah.
And like it's the same process in theory that this shirt is done on. This is the Pro Wrestling Tees digital print.
Mm-hmm.
This has been well worn. It's been washed a ton of times. It looks pretty decent. The Ciampa shirt I got from the custom shop out of the mail looked way worse than this.
Let me ask you this. What percentage of, let's say 2016, or let's say 2017, what percentage of New Japan's merchandise was exclusively the Bullet Club logo shirt?
Oh, probably a lot.
Probably a lot, right?
Yeah.
Would you say half?
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Might be
more than that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's shocking to me. This is, it goes back to the count out we did prior to the Superstar Shakeup. And you can do this with Bullet Club. You can do this with any number of things. If you have something really cool and a really cool logo, like, for example, back in the day.
NWO shirt.
The NWO shirt probably accounted for 80% of WCW merch sales. Austin's shirt probably accounted for 50% of WWE sales. I mean, they had some really good shirts back then.
Yeah.
But Austin's in particular. If you have one amazing shirt, but WWE seemingly, and they have all the resources in the world to do that, this could be up 50%. If they had one really, really well done shirt.
The dude that does Seth Rollins merch for his wrestling school. That stuff looks great.
If they had like one cool thing going on.
Get a thing going with Blackcraft.
Yeah.
Official.
Yeah.
Like sold on W Shop. I know Aleister Black has a collaboration or has some collaborations with them, but I don't know if it's official WWE stuff.
Yeah.
Just some more interesting designs. Yeah, totally. And also it's way overpriced. And the quality is not good.
The quality, they're thick and heavy. I don't know. Yeah, that bugs the crap out of me because that's the easiest fix in the world.
Yeah.
Come up with a cool logo. Have somebody design a cool logo. And you're rolling in the money all of a sudden.
Vince did mention during the revenue call that there is a new team in charge of live events. So I guess the hope is that they'll turn around that department. WB co-president George Barrios also mentioned that WB ratings have dropped more year over year than other sports. And then Solomonster posted on Twitter a graphic where it showed WWE's drop in relation to USA Network as a whole, and then also cable news. And cable news is single digits in terms of drop. USA, I think it was 12%, and then WWE's Raw and SmackDown were just slightly more, like 13 or 14%.
Again, I'm kind of curious how many people have made the switch to WWE's YouTube or social media accounts to consume. And on top of that, Sean Ross Sapp had posted just a screen cap of when you search WWE Raw full show, just how many YouTube videos pop up that feature the entire show of Raw or best highlights or whatever. And I wonder, and that's sort of a singular thing. It's not like I don't know how many people would, after the Warriors Clippers game from last night, went on YouTube and went, Warriors Clippers full show.
Oh, I don't know.
It kind of feels like it's a very specific thing to wrestling.
Yeah.
That this stuff happens. How many people consume the program that way? I mean, with TV, man, you got to sit through commercial break, recap, and if you're getting this stuff through YouTube, that's just sucking views away. I mean, some dudes, these were like in the hundreds of thousands.
I know.
Hundreds of thousands.
I know.
If you eliminate all of these illegal streams that are just on YouTube alone through a very simple search engine or a search, search on YouTube, I'm not saying that all those views are going to go running back to TV.
No.
But you're doing something.
Yeah. Despite all the drops in metrics, the company still predicts a revenue topping $1 billion for the year. I mean, it was what, 180, almost 183 million just for the first quarter. But that's with WrestleMania. That was obviously a massive show.
Yeah.
Why did WWE say all these earnings were down? Injuries. Vince claimed.
Yeah, this is BS.
Vince claimed on the earnings call that 15 talents were injured at some point during the quarter, and that, quote, when you don't have talent, you don't have storyline. So I got to thinking, who was out? This is just based on memory. My memory's garbage.
Quarter one, what months
That's
is
January 1 to the end of March.
to the men? Okay, end of March.
The first 3 months of the year.
So basically, you had the build to Mania in there.
Yeah. This is who I can think of was hurt. Kevin Owens, Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, Sami Zayn, Alexa Bliss, Mustafa Ali, Roman Reigns, who was out, getting treated for leukemia, and Ember Moon. They were out. Seth Rollins and AJ Styles, I believe, were dealing with injuries. They were still on TV. I doubt they were doing house shows, though.
Yeah.
That's 10.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, that's sort of silly about that is the WWE considers itself above stars these days. I know they wanted Vince was trying his damnedest to make Reigns a new Cena, but I don't know. Everybody with half a brain knew that wasn't going to happen. And so when you think WWE, and I thought that sort of what they were aiming to do was you're going to see WWE, not necessarily.
It's how the
individual
NFL markets
stars.
itself. You were going to watch professional football.
Yeah.
The NFL doesn't market players; it markets the league.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's kind of, I don't know. I think that's sort of silly.
There's injuries. There's always injuries. How did the stock market react to the earnings call? As of 1:30 p.m. Pacific, Thursday, price of WWE stock had dropped 13%, $85.38.
$85.
After it was around the $100 mark earlier this week. Interesting bit in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter where Meltzer ran some numbers to see if outside factors were influencing the ratings, specifically WWE's relationship with Saudi Arabia. And this is what Meltzer said. Quote, for the 6 months prior to the second Saudi show, that'd be Crown Jewel, the year-to-year drop of Raw was 9.2%. So everything up till November.
So we're looking at everything up till 6 months up until November of 2018 was down 9% from the comparable the year before, 2017.
Since then, the average weekly drop is 19.8%, so basically 20%. Also, keep in mind there's an artificial actual decline that year in 2018 because of the Winter Olympics in the first quarter. Either the product has gotten far worse to a marked degree since November, which is not, this is Meltzer speaking still, since November, which is not the case, or there are external forces at work. We have heard from people, anecdotally, that some people stop watching, cancel a network subscription because of the Saudi Arabia shows. Some stop watching because they brought Hogan back. We've heard numerous people cite numerous reasons why they stopped following the product.
I'm really bullish on the idea that it's the Saudi Arabia thing because network subscribers. I think that would be the first thing. Is that's the thing that you're actually paying money for.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that I heard, just anecdotally again, was cancel my subscription, my subscription. And given that didn't drop in any way, I mean that increased 2%. I don't know. I find it difficult to believe that'd be the Saudi Arabia thing. I mean, if you look, the number that's closest to that 19% is the digital video views increasing 15%. So there could be some correlation there. People are just switching the way they're watching it.
Could be.
So I mean, that's the thing. I mean, in some ways, it's I totally understand. I think once their contract with Fox and USA runs out, was it 2024? Is it 5-year deals? In 2024, I mean, either they're going to have figured out how to diversify their revenues even more, which I'm not sure.
I'm not sure how. I mean,
to that degree,
they would need to increase their. I mean, if they really want to make themselves future-proof, they'd have to air all their product on WWE Network, but they have to increase their subscriber base an astronomical degree
by far more than
to make that happen.
It's not even mathematically possible, I don't think, to do that.
Yeah.
What I would suppose, and this was one of my predictions, and I think we had sort of heard that there was maybe this going to happen. More of those international deals like the Saudi Arabia one, but given what just came out in the news about Saudi Arabia just the other day, what was it, 37? It was a mass execution. And if you look at the cases for these executions, and besides the fact that they were beheaded for their executions, it does not look good. That is not. Oh, boy. If you look at those cases, it's ugly. It is ugly. 37 in a day. It's horrible. And that's just going to, I don't know how they're going to, it's going to be very interesting to see how WWE approaches their next Saudi Arabia.
I can tell you how
show.
they approached it in this conference call. They didn't say anything about it. They were asked about it, apparently, from what I read a couple times. They passed. They said, we're not going to talk about second quarter stuff right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, anyways.
That means they're still figuring that one out.
Yep. Another topic touched on during the call was the potential reboot of the WWE Network. According to Wrestling Inc., WWE is partnering with a company called Endeavor, not the talent agency, mind you, for a redebut. And George Barrios said that, quote, the new platform will introduce new features that fans have been asking for, and they believe it will help with the growth of the network. However, no date announced for this relaunch.
Ooh.
So, I mean, we've been hearing for a long time.
What have
Tiered
you,
system.
as a fan, Larson, what have you been asking for? What's number one that you've been asking for? WWE sends you a survey. Give us your wish list of things you want to see on network. And go.
I mean, I think it's pretty solid right now.
I really like the network
I
right
wish
now.
search was a little bit better, but they've improved that quite a bit.
How about this? A show exclusively with Fabian Eichner and Marcel
Yeah,
Bartel.
I'll take that.
Venturing across various wrestling conventions.
Yes, and insulting wrestling fans.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. More tours with Zach Gibson.
I actually thought of something pretty good the other day, but I forgot about it.
That's kind of interesting. I mean, I honestly, I would just like more. I would like other wrestling promotions. I would love to see Progress chapters show up. I would love to see ICW weekly on the network. I think that'd be lovely. I really enjoy ICW. My main complaint about both of those is having to sign into the Pivot Share account and remembering my password because I don't think it autofills. I think I have to put it on my laptop and port it through my Chromecast, which really isn't that big of a deal, but it's way cooler to be able to get on my Fire Stick and just go to the latest episode of ICW.
Yeah.
I mean, people just sort of expect convenience these days because a lot of places give it to us.
Yes.
So that's my main thing is just I would love to see additional wrestling content from different WWE partners.
So maybe we'll get the tiered system, different prices for the amount of content you really want.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, what else do people want? I mean,
Do they have the old FCW stuff on there?
There you go. That's something. I mean, they have like a bunch of hidden gems. They have some FCW stuff, but they don't have that as like.
What about like 2002 OVW stuff? Because I've seen video of that.
Same. I think they have it in hidden gems.
Give us whole episodes of that.
Yeah, I love their vault though. Their vault's great. If they could just keep on adding to the vault.
Yeah.
I want some like super.
I assume
old
it's
stuff.
be it's a matter of time before that Bret Hart Tom McGee match ends up in the network in the vault somewhere. But before we get to that, Steve, here's a word from our sponsor for today's show, Robinhood.
Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission-free.
While other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade, Robinhood doesn't charge any commission fees, so you can trade stocks and keep all your profits. Plus, there is no account minimum deposit needed to get started, so you can start investing at any level.
The simple, intuitive design of Robinhood makes investing easy for newcomers and experts alike. View easy-to-understand charts and market data, and place a trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone. You can also view stock collections such as 100 Most Popular.
With Robinhood, you can learn how to invest in the market as you build your portfolio, discover new stocks, track your favorite companies, and get custom notifications for price movements so you never miss the right moment to invest.
Robinhood is giving listeners of Going in Raw a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help you build your portfolio. Sign up at goinginraw.robinhood.com, and thank you to Robinhood for sponsoring Going in Raw. And it really does help us here at the show for you guys to check out Robinhood. I have the app is up right now. I am monitoring on a minute-to-minute basis.
Well, I think
second to
stock
second.
market's closed
It
for the day.
is closed. It is closed today.
Closed for the day, so that's the price it's going to be tomorrow morning.
Absolutely.
I mentioned the Bret Hart Tom McGee match that was recently unearthed, And apparently they're going to be showing that.
Sorry, I got a notification from Robin 20 minutes ago. F is up 5.1% to $9.88 during after hours. I don't know that you can move. There's movement during after hours.
I guess so.
What is F?
Don't know.
Oh, man.
Anyways, Bret Hart Tom McGee match is screening at StarCast 2 with commentary from Tom McGee and Bret Hart. Cool little thing they got going there. However, it seemed that'd be a result of something bad happening, and that being...
Oh, you took the scenic route there.
I did.
I kind of want to go to that.
That sounds like it'd be pretty neat, huh?
I know it does. StarCast is getting really, really geeky this year.
And it's cool.
Yeah, and also The Undertaker's going to be there.
No, he's not.
Damn it.
No Undertaker, no Kurt Angle.
Yeah,
WWE says no, they can't be there. StarCast organizer Conrad Thompson, co-host of many a great podcast as well. Roll Tide.
Also,
let me chat you up.
Mortgage expert extraordinaire.
Yeah, the mortgage guy.
Yeah.
He was chatting up SI's Justin Barrasso and broke the news that WWE has forced the Dead Man and Kurt off the show.
Dead Man.
Conrad said that, quote, I was told it had gotten WWE's attention, Undertaker being booked, and that Vince texted the Undertaker about the appearance. Taker's representation,
off the show.
Which is a company called Get Engaged, called to tell me WWE says he can't do it. Get Engaged apparently returned the deposit StarCast had paid for Taker's appearance, and the WWE assured Thompson that, quote, damages would be covered, a suitable replacement offered, and some sort of compromise to make everybody happy. So what did Conrad suggest? He said, hey, Vince, Triple H, Stephanie, you come to StarCast. All the proceeds from your appearance would be donated to Connor's Cure, and Conrad would personally match that donation.
I wonder how many houses he'd have to sell to personally match that donation.
I don't know. And it was also revealed in this interview that Shawn Michaels...
Get into real estate, man. You want to get into real estate?
You have to take classes and stuff. You just can't get into it. If you're going to be a realtor, at least, that's like 3 years of training you have to do.
What?
I actually looked into that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Did you have that on your mind?
Well, after we got laid off, I checked out other opportunities.
Real estate?
I'd be terrible at it.
That's great, man.
It was also revealed in Thompson's interview that Shawn Michaels was at one point set to be on the show as well, to maybe co-host a WrestleMania 10 ladder match watch party with Scott Hall,
Nice.
but HBK dropped out,
Yeah.
probably because of WWE. Anyways, Conrad continued, quote, I asked to keep Kurt Angle and announce Shawn Michaels as the replacement for The Undertaker. I had an agreement in place with the talent. Without exception, I dealt directly with the talent or their management, and they set their terms and I complied. First-class travel accommodations were made and marketing was done. Now, thanks to the influence of WWE, the performers are missing out on substantial income and the fans are being punished. But then I mentioned, according to Wrestling Observer, or just say first, Conrad said in his interview with SI that despite assurances that he would find a suitable replacement would be found for The Undertaker, seemingly no such suitable replacement has been found. He's been following up, hasn't really heard anything. Newsletter says WWE may have made one concession. Quote, according to those close to the situation, WWE is aware of the Bret Hart and Tom McGee screening happening and has allowed them to screen the tape, which looks to be part of a make good for pulling Undertaker and Angle. They need like 5 other make goods.
That seems like the smallest. That barely. Yeah, you can watch this old crap tape of this match with this really obscure.
It might be Bret Hart's crowning achievement in the wrestling ring.
Right. Dude, that whole thing is terrible. That's awful. I mean, dude, here's the thing. So you and I sometimes disagree on things like, well, what we're going to talk about here in a second, Luke Harper and talent requesting their release. And you're more along the lines of, you just let them go do what they want to do.
Well, no, I don't know. I mean, we'll
that's
get to
what
that.
you were literally saying.
No,
earlier.
it wasn't. I wasn't saying that. I wasn't saying that's because you asked for your release, you should be granted it. I said just let his contract run out. The fact that they're adding an extra 6 months just to spite him.
I don't think it's to. See, here's the thing. I don't think it's to spite him. I think it's a business move that is debatable, but I think it's a business move.
Oh, it is absolutely a business move, but it's a business move that's not going to engender a whole lot of goodwill from basically anybody.
Well, you just got to understand what you're getting into when you sign a contract. But we'll talk about that in a second. We'll have a plenty good argument about that. This right here is some grade A horse shit.
This is WWE making wrestling not fun.
Yes.
This is what it is.
Yes. And it's not just it's Vince just being a dick about this.
Because in the newsletter, I believe, they talked about Dustin Runnels being granted his release. And in there, I mean, dude's 50 years old. He's been out with double knee surgery for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
He asked for his release. I think probably just to have one last match against his brother at Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
Vince said no.
Yeah.
And Triple H was the one, according to the newsletter, was like, just let it. Just do it. Just
let
do
him
it.
do it, man.
Just do it. And Meltzer's making the case, well, since Goldust asked for his release privately, denied publicly reports that he was a free agent.
Called out Smarks.
Yes, that he was granted his release because of it. But Luke Harper goes public, and nope, he gets another 5 or 6 months added to his contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas previously, Ty Dillinger publicly said he had asked for his release, and it was granted.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying, well, obviously what they're doing is if they don't think you're any threat to go to AEW, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, well, and I'm okay with that.
I am to a degree. I'm not saying they should release Luke Harper. Just hold him to the term of his contract.
What's terrible, so we've always heard, like, through, various stories, what does Vince hate? Vince hates lawyers. He hates when you bring in lawyers, right? And so Undertaker signs an agreement, gets a deposit, is then legally obligated to go and do this thing.
Yeah.
Same with the Inside the Ropes deal.
Yeah.
And then says through the management company, no, because I've signed a new deal with WWE. And even though in that deal, apparently it was, you could
keep the bookings you already made.
Yeah. Vince says, no, I don't want, you can't do this. That's some bullshit.
It is.
And that is right there. You're violating contracts, and that's awful. That's absolutely awful. Like these events are a celebration of wrestling, and why it is that Vince McMahon can't wrap his weird old man brain around the fact that StarCast is not bound to All Elite Wrestling, that it's basically just a WrestleCon
that coincides
with All Elite, because guess what? The hardcore wrestling fans are going to be going to All Elite Wrestling's shows. Therefore, they will be in town. Therefore, you can do a big event like this.
Here's the thing. People are actually genuinely excited for All Elite. I don't know if this is what it was a few months back, but there's genuine enthusiasm for their shows. There's not a whole lot of enthusiasm for WWE product.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's debatable, but I think that, I don't know, man. This whole thing, one of the things that I read in the newsletter was they're doing this on the grounds that they have the right to pull their talent from anything that would be detrimental to the business of the WWE. I honestly cannot think of one goddamn reason why The Undertaker showing up to give some stories about stuff to wrestling fans would be detrimental to the WWE. I don't know that any case could be made for that.
Say Undertaker signed this new deal and he convinced Vince to give his blessing to him showing up at StarCast. That actually makes the WWE look better. You're doing more harm to WWE's reputation by saying, no, you can't do this, Undertaker, but then by letting him do it.
To people who are like, to the hardcore fans who are like really clued into this stuff, who actually watch this show and hear about this stuff, I agree. Like, even looking at it from like a macro sense, like the Undertaker showing up and doing an interview, I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me how this could be detrimental to the WWE. And yeah, to the hardcore fans who are gonna get the network anyways. It makes Vince look even more prickish.
The only thing that I can think is maybe even whether it be before or after this StarCast thing was announced with the Undertaker, they decide, okay, we're going to do like a complete, like essentially a Legends interview with Undertaker where he'll break kayfabe. All the stories he might have told at either of these shows, he can tell on a network special, and then we'll reap all the rewards of that. That's the only thing I can think of. Again, and then him showing up at Inside the Ropes or StarCast in their mind, then it wouldn't be an exclusive bit of content for the network.
You know, it'd be even worse than that because that's actually, it's what's almost likely is Vince saw the Undertaker interview with the pastor guy that he's friends with, and then heard that he's going to do something like the StarCast thing and something similar with Inside the Ropes, and was thinking, well, I can do that. What you just said, you know, it'd be if Vince got the idea from the Undertaker going out and booking this and thought, well, I can just do this on the network and I can have control of it,
and I reap all the rewards of it.
That's a likely situation.
It's such a reactionary thing. Whereas instead of behaving that in such a reactionary fashion, you think, okay, Undertaker, his career's winding down. There's a high amount of interest in hearing what he has to say about the industry, stories, yada yada. How can we capitalize on that? As far as how far we deviate from kayfabe is up for discussion, because I know WWE is very keen on protecting the image and the legacy and the aura of the Undertaker. So whether it's a full shoot interview style thing, I don't know, but there's something there to be mined that because he just doesn't talk.
I know,
and that's the appeal of the Inside the Ropes Q&A or a show at StarCast.
When he announced that he's on the market for $25,000 an hour. That was prior to him signing an additional agreement with the WWE, right?
Yeah.
Then he signed the agreement, and WWE all of a sudden had the right to do this stuff.
The new deal with WWE is in direct reaction, is my understanding, to the StarCast 2 thing.
Yeah. So, like, I guess part of this also bugs me, like, with the Undertaker himself. Like, you put out there, hey, I'm available now, $25,000 an hour. Allows his image to be used in the marketing for StarCast because they have an agreement in place.
Yep.
And then he goes and he signs another deal for more money with the WWE, which will allow them to pull him from stuff. It's kind of like, F you, dude. Like, what the hell? How are you helping the wrestling industry at all? How are you doing anything to benefit? Like, it just sucks.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
So I don't know. It's not all in Vince. Like, the Undertaker the Undertaker's like, oh, I have to sign this deal now. I have to put pen to paper, which is going to get me a shit ton of money, but it's going to screw over people I made legal obligations to, good faith arrangements, and got paid deposits for.
Oh, well, that's the downside dealing with the American badass. They know they're dealing with big evil here.
I guess it's going to be their last ride with the Undertaker. By the way, I'm really looking forward to StarCast.
Oh,
so I don't know. I know we've told this to the patrons in the post show and stuff, but we're going to be at StarCast. We're getting a vendor table there. It was a tremendous amount of fun.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah, it really was.
And this is going to be in Vegas. I have to get our SCU party tickets.
Yep.
We're going to go to the
some of
after
that
party.
money for Larson's trip to the roulette table.
Why can't it be Steve's trip to the roulette table?
You can come with
me.
you
show me the ropes for roulette?
Totally. I'll show you my winning ways.
We can't vlog it though. I don't think they're going to let cameras in there.
You can't do that.
Can't do that
because they think you're cheating.
You go to the roulette table. I will go. I've heard of this place called Scores.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard of that place? Are you going to go with me to that? Can I wizen you to the ways of Scores?
I haven't been to Scores, but I've been to comfortable establishments. It's not exactly my thing.
Oh, man. Oh, boy.
Speaking of something not being somebody's thing, WWE apparently, Luke Harper being a free agent, not their thing.
Not their thing. Not into it. This is from the newsletter.
Yeah.
Right now, the WWE side of things regarding Luke Harper is that he's not going to be released. And they've added 6 months to his contract. Because they've said that his contract term that was to end in November, which is still 8 months away, has been added to because it was frozen due to his time off for wrist surgery. So their viewpoint is that he can't leave until just before next year's WrestleMania. From an outsider perspective, this seems to be a way to dissuade people from going public and saying they're unhappy.
Yeah.
Now they have to back channel their unhappiness.
I know. Here, this is my understanding, is that Eric Rowan got hurt when the Bludgeon Brothers were tag champions, I think. And I don't know what communication was going on between Luke Harper and WWE management. Eric Rowan was out hurt. I believe Luke Harper had some sort of lingering wrist injury that he thought, okay, while Rowan's hurt, they probably don't have anything for me. I'm hoping that this was all cleared. And he said, I'm going to go get my wrist fixed while Rowan recovers. And then when he's back, I can come back, game on again. And then all that happens. He has like one access match since being cleared. And seemingly, I would guess, since he asked for release, no further plans for him.
Did he win that match against Dijakovic?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's a really good one.
Yeah, I heard that too. And so he says, all right, I want, if you're not got nothing for me, then just let me go. Does it publicly. And then to not only deny him his release, but to add 6 months on his contract to go get his wrist fixed while his tag team partner was out injured. It's just petty. It's so petty. Like, if you don't want to grant him his release, I understand that. He signed a deal. It expires in November. I get that. Then don't grant him his release. But to add the extra 6 months on it, it's a terrible look.
It's not a good
It's
look.
terrible.
It's not a good look.
I mean, like with Neville, he sat out. He said, I'm tired of this. I'll sit up my deal. They added time to his contract. That was Neville's choice.
14 months.
Yeah, that was Neville's choice to sit out the term. Whatever. But because Harper got hurt, he wanted to get himself fixed while his tag team partner was recovering from injury so that when they came back, they would come back full strength. Mm-hmm. And then he's essentially punished for that. Mm-hmm. That's garbage.
I'm trying to think, how would you, if you're Luke Harper and you gave 0 Fs, what's a way to get the crowd? Here's the thing. You've got from now, here's the thing. What would you do? How would you do this? You have from now until next year's Mania.
Gosh, almost a year.
To try to okay, how do I make the most out of the time between now and next year's Mania to make the most of my name so that once that time comes, I can split and be in the best position possible?
Here's the worry for him. He's already publicly said he wants out.
Yeah, right.
You have the club who haven't publicly said they want out, but every indication is they want out.
Yeah.
Where are they? We don't see them anymore.
Right, yeah.
So that's the worry for Luke Harper is that, yeah, he'll get his downside. He'll get paid. He might work house shows, but he's not going to be on TV.
Yeah.
So he can enhance his brand.
Yeah, he can't really, get the crowd behind him. Well, like drop little Easter eggs, little clues.
He can just go on Twitter and say, hey, it's Saturday. You know what that means?
Yeah.
And have like a counter for when he's a free agent.
Yeah.
That's it.
Have a counter. There
It's
you
like,
go.
you know what that means? Only X number of days left till
Yeah.
whenever. Only 356 days left.
You should start doing Twitch streams and do some shoot interviews
Oh, dear.
on Twitch.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever done a shoot interview while they've been in the company?
Not that I'm aware of. I could be wrong.
Time to pioneer that. Yeah,
Because
I don't know. I don't know what to do. Look, I feel you. I do. I feel it. I really do. What makes more sense? WWE doing? I think. See, here's the thing. I don't think it's really. I don't know, man. So if you look at, somebody sent us a question on Twitter for today's show, and they showed us All Elite Wrestling's roster. Would Luke Harper? Would Brody Lee really make that much? Would it turn this wrestling roster into, oh my God, I didn't see that man before, it was crap, and now they've got Brody Lee.
No, he wouldn't be
On the other hand,
a game changer, but he'd be a great addition.
if you put Sasha Banks on there, I could kind of see it in the case of Sasha Banks. Go ahead, sit out. We're going to add whatever we can add to your contract because we know that you're kind of a needle mover. She's
Totally.
a bit of a needle mover.
Yeah, totally.
I think Luke Harper has a lot of great potential that we have not unlocked. But here's the thing. For him to unlock that potential, it's a basic revamp entirely of his persona. We have never seen Luke Harper at even 50% of what he can do. We've never really heard a promo from him that was on TV anyways. I mean, the Bludgeon Brothers did. But
But those are all really super scripted and
bad
character
fake
stuff.
teeth and super scripted. So it's not like there's an immediate. It's like he's still going to be a bit of a project. So it's kind of puzzling. I mean, it does seem that this is kind of an example that they're making out of him.
And they want the perception out there that talents aren't happy, and then when talents express their displeasure is what they do. You think it's going to make anybody happier?
I mean, I'll put one thing it's definitely going to do, if this is going to evolve into a real, actual war over talent, it's going to make people examine their contracts a hell of a lot more, which is what they should be doing anyways, and say, if I'm injured, I don't want that clause in there where you can add time.
That's not the case in any other sport that I'm aware of. None of the major league sporting organizations. If you sign a 7-year deal and you miss a whole season because of injury, you don't get another year added to your deal.
Yeah, but this is more similar to, like, if you sign a movie contract and you get injured during the course of the movie and production has to be put off 6 weeks, you can't go film another movie
I
until
understand
you're
that.
done with this one.
But
And that's a more similar analogy than sports.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is fakey entertainment.
I know, but it's still athletically based.
Yeah, I'm just saying, So yeah, man, I don't know. It's a bit on the bunk side. The adding the 6 months, that's bunk.
It is bunk.
That's bunk.
If you would hold him to the term of his contract, can't argue about that because he signed the deal. Adding the 6 months is garbage.
So I don't know, man.
Garbage.
I don't know. You're just gonna sit around.
He'll just probably do a few house shows and sit around and collect his downside, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. You do, man. Maybe you start up a Brody Lee Twitter account.
Yeah.
Or you just like change your name to Brody. What if he just starts being Brody Lee on
He
Twitter?
just takes all the references to WWE off. Yeah.
And like just drops
know.
Brody Lee promos on Twitter.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm the hottest 12 months in waiting free agent.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
the hottest would-be free agent in wrestling.
I don't know what you. Yeah, I mean, all they can do is
Just show up in other promotions with a mask on. They won't know.
I'm sure they would.
Let's go to indie shows with a mask on. People think it's CM Punk.
Yeah, right.
Wow,
Man,
CM Punk has really got
huge.
tall. This dude GTS is everywhere. People think you're CM Punk. Done. Now this is an interesting bit of information from the Observer.
About to get the penis plex.
Yeah,
the
so,
U-porn plex.
quote, WWE has had communication with Joey Ryan.
Joey Ryan.
Ryan has not given an official offer as of earlier in the week, but they contacted him after getting word he was a free agent. So they read the wrestling news site and heard, he's out of his Lucha Underground contract.
Yeah.
When the word was out that he was let out of his Lucha Underground contract and asked if he was willing to move to Orlando, wrestle a few years there, and then move into a coaching position. So they're looking for Joey Ryan to be player coach for a while, and then settle into a comfortable retirement.
Coach. Yeah.
A comfortable retirement at Del Boca Vista.
Yeah.
So probably I wouldn't be surprised if it's a similar deal that maybe they offered Cassius Ohno at one point.
It seems like a similar thing. Yeah. I wonder if it's.
Or he could act as gatekeeper in NXT.
Yeah.
And then eventually just coach full time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Meltzer mentions, accurately that Joey would have to take a pretty significant pay cut.
Well, yeah, Joey. I mean, that's the bottom line is if he said, "Hey, I'm making X number of dollars doing my thing on my own time, my own schedule. Offer me something better."
Yeah.
I mean, what do they expect people just to sort of take a big pay cut so they can be a player coach in NXT?
Well, I think they expect people to take a pay cut so they can work for WWE.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be. He'd be working NXT.
Well, it's under the WWE
And he can't even
umbrella.
do his gimmick there.
No.
You can't be rubbing your freaking lollipop on your ball sack and then putting it in Damian Priest's mouth, Bugenhagen's mouth.
No, you can't do that in NXT. Nope, can't do that. It'd be a great spot, but no, you can't do that.
Yeah, so I don't know, but like anything else, hey, okay. I mean, maybe they're offering him job security. Hey, as a coach,
could
but
be.
I don't even know if the coaches get health insurance there. Didn't we read somewhere that they don't? That they're even their independent contractors?
I don't know. That'd be weird.
Say, hey, give me a good deal.
Make me an employee.
Make me a good offer.
Give me health insurance.
Make me a good offer.
Retirement.
Well, it's WWE. Okay.
So?
Well, can I pay my bills? How about this? When Smud sends me a bill, can I send it to you and you'll pay it?
No.
Okay, well,
What are you
F
offering?
then.
What are you offering then?
I live in sunny LA and you want me to move to that humidifier Florida and Orlando? Hot rain? No, I'm good. Thank you. I live in Los Angeles. I'm from Hollywood.
Yeah.
But look, if he signs with them, it's going to be because they offered him a better deal. Because
Yeah.
he said multiple times, no, I make more money.
Doing his own thing.
Yeah. Anyways, we got some
We
questions.
do have some questions.
Got a lot of questions. People have a lot of questions.
And they want them answered
And
immediately.
they want them answered immediately. Exactly.
Oh, that was a good question from Mikey Omega. If the current main roster champs were
This dude, hold on a second. I'm
What?
calling this dude out. He got on Twitter yesterday and said, hey, do any of you people out there use the self-checkout to try to steal stuff and stick it to the man? And I'm like, number one, have you ever used a self-checkout? You can't do that because they have the Indiana Jones weight scale thing.
Mm-hmm. There's
where-
cameras on those registers too.
Yeah, you're like looking at yourself. And then all he sent me, because I called him, I was like, what are you talking about? You can't, it's like, it would be too much trickery on your part to get away with stealing a loaf of bread. And then you know what he responded with? A shrug emoji.
Anyways, the current main roster champs were fast food items. What would they be? Seth Rollins were a fast food
Gotta
item.
find out what grocery store he lives near and warn them.
My goodness. All right, Seth Rollins. What fast food item would he be?
Man, I want to, Lars, what fast food item would Lars Sullivan be?
Well, he's not a champion. That's not the question.
Oh, what is it? Champ? Oh, champion.
Main roster champion.
I mean, he's steady. He's always good.
He's fast.
He's fast.
Like a grilled chicken club.
From where? See,
Anywhere.
I'm thinking he's like a Del Taco chicken taco.
Oh, all right.
Because he's the
Dependable.
best.
The workhorse. Yes, gotcha.
He's
okay.
the best.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. Becky Lynch.
Something with like a burger with 2 patties on it because
Well,
she has 2 belts.
How about this? Number one, so at Del Taco, the meal there is
this could be all Del Taco menu items for the champions.
at Del Taco, you get it's like the number 9 is the 2 tacos.
Yeah.
And then she's Irish, so she's French fries that go, and then she's with Seth romantically, so
Yeah.
they're in the bag together.
All right.
They're bagging each other.
All right. My Lord.
She's French fries.
No,
That's terrible. That's awful. She shouldn't be French fries. Come on, that's horrible.
that is horrible.
She's the angry Whopper.
All right.
They haven't freaking.
They have the new Angry Whopper, but it's a
There's
normal
no red bun.
Normal bun.
It's just the angry Whopper that we got.
Yeah, which was a mistake. So now it's Mistake Whopper.
Yeah.
Who else is
Botch
champ?
burger.
Who else is champ?
Samoa Joe. I feel like he's a big cheesesteak.
Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds good.
It does sound hella good right now. I had a fucking Lunchable for lunch.
Um,
I'm 8 years old. Who's Intercontinental? Oh, Finn Balor. Lean, thin, real.
that's the Chicken Club.
Chicken, well, dude, he's asking for fast food items. What chicken club? It needs to be something iconic, man. Come on.
I mean, is there an iconic Chicken Club from a
No,
fast
there
food
isn't.
place?
That's why it can't be a chicken club.
From Wendy's. Church Jackson. Who would win in the CZW style deathmatch cinematic 3-way dance? Bill the Butcher from Gangs of New York, Daniel Plainview from There Will Be Blood, or Anton Chigurh from No Country? Anton.
Yeah.
Anton.
Yeah. He killed way. I mean, it'd come down between Anton and Bill the Butcher.
Yeah.
They were actually fighters. Daniel Plainview just struck a pathetic, weak priest with his bowling pin.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, man, it's definitely Anton Chigurh.
Yep. Quentin, what pay-per-view or event would you like to time travel to and sit in the crowd for?
It's old timey shit, man.
Survivor Series 97.
Take me to like the 1920s or something. See some, I don't know, Hackenschmidt. I don't know when they wrestled.
Survivor Series 97. Anthony Casillas.
You can get spat on. You can you're gonna be in the Bret Hart splash zone.
Well, just no.
There had to have been a little collateral damage,
I'm sure,
right?
yeah. After Kevin Owens gets his title shot, if Kevin Owens loses, who will be next in line for a title opportunity? His pick is heel Roman Reigns.
Orton.
Yeah, it's going to be Orton.
Mr. Triple Mania, Juan Guerrero Jr. Will there be a Going in Raw Las Vegas edition shirt for StarCast 2? Also, can you take some of the Chicago logo shirts to Vegas? I'd like to buy one from you guys in person. So we will be bringing
A little bit of everything, I think.
A little bit of everything. We will definitely have that. I don't know if we're going to have a Las Vegas shirt for StarCast 2. I kind of have an idea, but we need to talk to some people, and we need to talk to each other about that. So I don't know. If nothing else, we'll definitely have a print you can take with you.
Josh Jacobs, who on 205 Live benefits most from Cedric Alexander and Buddy Murphy moving on?
Well, look who's in the place. Tony Nese,
Arya Davari,
Drew Gulak, and Arya Davari, yeah. Oh, we totally forgot to talk about the Jack Gallagher promo.
Oh, yeah, I didn't make note of it.
Man, that's rough. Oscar Silva is the one who sent that All Elite Wrestling poster over. He says, will All Elite Wrestling's roster ever even come close to WWE's? No, it's impossible. They have too much money.
It's a good roster, though.
It's a decent roster. Well, let me ask you this. You got to stack up the rosters between All Elite and Impact. Who's got a better roster?
Well, I mean, All Elite's got Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. The top of the roster in All Elite's way better.
So I'll grant you Kenny Omega, but to be honest, these days I kind of prefer an LAX match over a Young Bucks match.
Well, you got Jericho, you got Jericho and Omega at the top of the card, along with Cody. Tag division is looking solid with the Young Bucks, Lucha Brothers. You got Pac on All Elite. Pac's better than anybody in Impact. You got Hangman Page. He's awesome.
Yeah,
SCU.
You got Pac, Pentagon Jr., Kenny Omega. Yeah, it's a solid roster right there. Sammy Guevara, he's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget Trent and Chuck Taylor.
How could I forget them? You got Joey Janela too. That's really good. And plus you got people that I've never heard of. They've got Brandon Cutler. They're gonna win the ratings war on Brandon Cutler alone, I think. You know what actually solidifies it for me is Excalibur.
Hell yeah, man! He's on the commentary team. That makes me so happy.
That's the shit. Does Jim Ross know what he's getting into by being there with Excalibur?
I don't know. I just really wish.
Is Excalibur gonna be able to like bite his tongue when JR says that crazy shit like he's on New Japan?
I don't know. They're already doing like trial runs of commentary though. Did you see that? Cody posted.
Yeah. What did he say? He said, "It's odd that Adam Cole didn't come here under his given name, fat piece of shit."
That was Chuck that said that.
Was that Chuck that said that? Okay, whatever.
It's Chuck that talks trash about Adam Cole when there's a suicide dive. I'm surprised his fat ass get between those ropes.
Hey, Excalibur, look at that fat piece of shit Adam Cole wearing DDP rib tape to cover his gut. Oh my God. Yeah, they got Jimmy Havoc too.
Yeah, man.
It's a weird roster, man. It's such a weird roster. They've got Michael Nakazawa.
He's from DDT Pro.
Oh, that's great.
I'm looking forward to Double or Nothing. I think it's going to be great.
Diamond Dallas Adam Page. They got the future Frankie Kazarian.
Yeah.
They've got a legit dentist.
They do. Impact can't say that.
No. Impact can't say that.
Oh, man.
Any more good questions?
Oh, man.
So no. Oh, man. How many times a day do you brush your teeth, Pentagon? Cero. Aren't you scared of cavities? Cero miedo. Rao wants to know, will Jinder Mahal versus Baron Corbin ever main event a pay-per-view?
Highly unlikely. Big C, a.k.a. The Monster. What is a move y'all would be fine if it was never used again?
Oh, God, so many. Tons of them. Running sit-down powerbomb.
Yeah, that one's scary.
That's terrifying.
That one's scary.
Second rope pile driver.
No, that's great.
What What's a scary ass move? You know what? Oh God, Charlotte. What did she do the other day during that great match with Bailey? She do like a moonsault and like land on her feet or something.
Oh yeah.
God, it looked like both those legs were gonna just snap in half. Oh, by the way, that's a top level story. She confirmed she's not engaged to El Idolo. So
They seem very happy though. So.
they seem really happy. They're like gym buddies and everything.
Yeah.
There's some relationship goals for you.
For me?
For ya.
Oh.
The general
Okay.
yeah.
I'm just asking.
Whoa, I'm not
Asking.
attacking you, man.
Well,
you
know,
seem happy.
I am happy, but I like working out. I just like gym is Larson time.
Wow. Okay. Wow. My goodness.
I like working out at my own
Here's
pace.
a weird face my kid put on.
All right, is that it? Are we done?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate it. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Where's that Patreon ad?
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.